Good morning. It is about 4:45 in the morning right now, and I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Just had my supplements, my vitamins, and making my coffee right now. It's brewing, and while I'm waiting for the coffee to be done brewing, I want to share with you the amazing experience I've had in the past couple of weeks, actually. I've been blessed with a lot of great reception about my book, AI Enhanced Leadership. The opportunity to speak in front of school leaders, superintendents, and even people in higher education about the necessity of AI in our schools and our use of it and our learning of it, our understanding of it, and making sure that our children are not left behind in a world that is rapidly changing. If you know anything about artificial intelligence and just technology as a whole, every week there's something new happening. There's some new product coming out. There's some new enhancements. There are just advancements in the speed and the agility of this technology. And I am terrified that if we're not engaging in the use of the technology, meaning that we're actually learning it and we're actually making sense of it in our schools and our classrooms, what's going to happen is there will be a whole generation of children, specifically urban black and brown kids who are in spaces where, it's business as usual. We're still teaching them with 19th and 20th century mentality, which is really has been so pervasive that it is actually what we're still doing right now with this whole 21st century preparation. The fact of the matter is, like I've said in many of my talks and even videos, is that we have to take on a futurist mindset. No longer are we talking about these skills that we've been talking about for the past 20, 30 years as being 21st century, and recognizing that there's something happening now. Not even happening now, that's already happening. That technology and our ability to control it, our ability to engage it, is now a superpower. And we need to understand and how to use it and wield it properly. But this is not happening if we are still sitting on the sideline, waiting for policy to catch up with our fears of it, while there are certain communities who are out there, and even countries who are saying, listen, we're not going to wait for America or whoever out there to let us know or take the lead in this space, but rather we're going to just say, hey, we have to figure this out and make sure that we're fully embedded in it ASAP. And again, this is what China has done, which I think it's amazing. And this is why a couple of weeks ago, President Trump actually had an executive order demanding that schools start to implement AI learning, AI as a centerpiece of American education from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade and beyond. But again, people are scared, people are nervous, people, for the most part, just don't know how to use it. They're not understanding. They think AI is just saying, hey, write me an email. Or AI is cheating because you can tell it to write you a paper. But it's more than that. And I've shared this in my talks. I've shared this in my conversations. I've shared this in my writings. So here's an idea that I'm thinking about. I can't be everywhere. I literally cannot do talks every weekend, everywhere, and keep engaging with people in a way that's effective. So this is what I want to do. I want to support those of you who are really interested in understanding, implementing, and actually exacting change in your schools, in your classrooms. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a Futurist fellowship. As you guys know, I've taken on this moniker, PK-12 Education Futurist, because I think that is the way we need to think about the work that we're doing now. But we need more futurists. I've said this But what does that look like? We need people who are engaged in using AI in the classrooms, in their schools, in a very meaningful way, and sharing how they're using it, and also sharing the impact so we can all learn from each other. But the baseline, like a friend of mine said yesterday, is the adults need to understand how to use it, and it's in its many facets. So this is what I want to do. I would like to do a 4-week class for 25 people. And very simple. Those 4 weeks, 2 hours each session. I haven't decided what day of the week it is. It'll be something where you can, after you get off work or when you have downtime, you can just log on. It'll be 26 of us, me plus 25 people, and we'll do a deep dive, pushing you off the edge into implementing AI in your classroom in the most basic of ways. We can start with ChatGPT. There's so many other amazing tools out there, but I feel like ChatGPT is a gateway. If you understand how to prompt, how to, harness it to do things as simple as enhancing your lesson plans, aggregating, deaggregating data, being able to create a transformational 30, 60, 90 day, 120 day plan like I did when I first took over my school, MS 224 in the South Bronx, which was a low performing school in the South Bronx. And we've been able to flip it we actually were able to flip it under a year. And now we're in our second year and we're crossing our fingers hoping for amazing things. But a lot of this happened because I said, how do I use this amazing technology to work faster, smarter, more efficiently? And this is what we need to do. If we're saying we need to have AI in the classroom, what does that look like? Do you have someone that you're talking to? Do you have a community of people who are having these conversations on how we're using AI in the classrooms? And if you don't, I'm inviting you to be part of what I'm about to put out. In the next couple of days, I'm going to put together a very simple curriculum that allows you, by the end of that 4-week session, you have the beginnings of very strong confidence on, okay, this is how I'm going to use it. You're going to have tools on, this is how I'm going to implement it. And hopefully you can get your colleagues and your principal or your superintendents to say, I didn't know we could do that. And the great thing about what we don't know right now is so vast, because literally we're learning and putting things together, in real time. So you might be asking, what qualifies you to do this? Listen, I can only speak as an educator, as a school principal, who from the first moment I took over my school in 2023, ChatGPT was on my laptop. And I was taking data and putting it in there and crunching numbers and creating prototypes of what the work would look like for me taking over the school. What was the pathway I needed to take? What was the plan? And I was able to not just sit in my head swirling information and being all confused. I said, no, here's data. This is what I'm looking for. This is the pathway I want to take. And the proof is in the pudding. So I'm looking for 25 people who are interested in this. And if you are, it's very simple. I'm going to keep this very, very low tech. DM me, just direct message me. Hey, I'm interested. Very soon I'm going to put out more information on when this class will start, this master class, this beginnings of something to really push futurist thinking in our classrooms, in our schools nationwide. So again, I'm looking for 25 people. If you're one of those 25 people, send me a direct message, and I will, as I'm putting this thing together, I'll have cost, time frame, and outline the curriculum to you very shortly. All right, y'all. Uche and Joku. Talk to you soon. Be well.